Hey guys, Strawman here, back with another video. For today's episode of Sundays with Strawman, I'll be telling a slightly dark tale from my past. I described something similar in the first episode of Stories with Strawman, however those straws were given out for free. Today I'll be telling the story of one of the first times I stole straws. It is not something I'm proud of, but it makes for an interesting story. About 5 years ago, I noticed that my local 7-Eleven was selling straws in very large quantities. However, most people wouldn't go out and purchase, say, 50 plastic straws at one time. People who would go out and purchase these straws in such large quantities would usually use a few of the straws and then throw away the rest. This shocked and appalled me as a young straw enthusiast. One person I knew, we'll call him Jeff, would purchase straws like this, and he was very wasteful. One night, my anger got the best of me, and I decided to break into his house and steal some of the straws. Looking back, I regret what I did, but I hope that my viewers will understand I was filled with rage and wasn't thinking clearly. Also, I wanted to steal these unused, perfectly good plastic 7-Eleven straws so I could give them for free to other people who didn't want to buy straws in such large quantities. Using 2 paper clips, I unlocked the front door and snuck inside. All the air conditioners in his house were on full blast, so my footsteps didn't create enough noise to draw any suspicion. It was late at night and he was already in bed. I started walking towards his bedroom, where I expected to find the straws, but I soon discovered his pet cat. I knew that he loved his cat very much, and I had planned ahead for this, so I gave the cat some catnip. With the cat out of the way, I moved into his bedroom. He was sound asleep, but it was very dark, so I was using a small flashlight. Were I to shine the light in the wrong place at the wrong time, it may have woken him up, so I had to be very careful. I searched his desk, his bookshelf, and his nightstand, but didn't find any straws. He was still asleep, and I was about to give up and go home when I thought the straws might be in his backpack. His backpack was right next to his bed, and I knew that were I to unzip it, he would surely wake up, and I would be caught. So I carefully took his backpack into the hall and closed the door to his bedroom. This way, he would likely not hear any noise that I would make from opening the backpack. However, if he did wake up, I wouldn't be able to see him because I had closed the door. I figured it was worth the risk. I slowly opened the bag. Even though it was just a zipper, the tension was starting to rise, and it sounded very loud to me. I opened it very slowly and as quietly as I could, and it was then that I saw the bag of plastic straws. It was already opened, but there were still maybe 46 of the 50 straws. Knowing they would likely go to waste, I took out the bag of plastic straws, thinking I was successful. However, as I did so, I noticed a light appeared underneath the door to his room. I started to panic and knew that I had to think quickly. I hid in a nearby closet and held my breath. Soon the bedroom door opened and Jeff came out. Because I had to make such a quick decision, I accidentally left the backpack and the bag of plastic straws in the hallway. He saw them and appeared very confused. I'm sure he knew that he left them right next to his bed. There was no light inside the closet, but the door was slightly open. I was sure that he could see me as he was only 1, maybe 2 meters away. I began to sweat profusely and I waited out the longest 30 seconds of my life. Eventually, he returned both his backpack and the bag of plastic straws into his bedroom. I thought he was going to go back to sleep and all hope in me stealing the straws was gone. However, he then left his bedroom and continued toward the kitchen. I could faintly hear him getting a glass of water. I knew were I to steal these straws at all, now would be my only chance. I snuck out of the closet, went back into his room, and took the straws. However, the kitchen was right next to the front door of the house. I couldn't get away right now. I could hear his footsteps moving closer back to his bedroom, where I was, and I didn't know what to do. It was then that I saw a small cat chew toy on his bed. I picked up the chew toy and threw it across the hall, away from the kitchen. The pet cat, who was enjoying his catnip next to the kitchen, noticed the chew toy and ran toward it. This momentarily distracted Jeff, who walked towards the cat. Then I quickly snuck past Jeff, who was playing with his cat a couple meters away. I exited through the front door and didn't bother to close it. The adrenaline was rushing. I eventually got home with the bag of 7-Eleven plastic straws. This was the first time that I stole straws, but it would not be the last. I don't look back fondly on this experience at all. If my viewers wish to hear other stories about my criminal past relating to straws, drop a comment below. Also, I'm thinking of doing another Q&A video next week. If you have any questions you want me to answer, drop it in the comment section below. With all that being said, I hope you enjoyed the video. Check out my Instagram page, link in the description. Be sure to gently caress the like button and the bell, and don't forget to strawscribe. I'll see you next Sunday.